This is Jeremy Sinclair's Calculus 12 bonus question, finding speed, page 130, number 13. A body's velocity at time t seconds is given the equation 2t cubed minus t squared minus 8t minus 6. We must find the body's speed each time acceleration is 0. Our first step to this question is finding the derivative of our original equation. To do this, we take each term's coefficient, and multiply it by the variable's exponent. So we have our first term, 2t cubed. We have 2 times 3, the coefficient of 2 multiplied by the exponent 3, giving us 6. Then we have t as the variable. Then we need to subtract 1 from the variable's exponent. 3 minus 1 is 2. Our next term is negative t squared. So we multiply the coefficient in front of t by 2, because that's the exponent, giving us 2t. And the exponent, 2 minus 1, is just 1t. Our next term is 8t. So there is an exponent of 1 for the t, multiplied by the coefficient, 8, giving us 8. And there's no variable left because the variable had a power of 1. Minus 1 is 0, so there are 0 t's. And our last term is negative 6. And any coefficient without a variable, to get the derivative, we simply put it to 0 because there are no exponents of the variable. So that would be just 0. So now that we have our derived equation, we can factor this equation. So the factored form of this trinomial would be 6t minus 8 times t plus 1. Now we have to find each value of t. So we make each part, we'll take 6t minus 8 first, make it equal to 0. Then we have to isolate the t's by bringing over 8, giving us 6t equal to 8. We divide by 6 to isolate t further, and we have t equals 8 over 6, which reduces to 4 over 3. That is our first t term. Now to find the second t value, we make t plus 1 equal to 0, and we simply bring over the positive 1. Oh, that's minus 1. And t equals negative 1. Now that we have our two t values, which is time in this case, we put these values back into our original equation up here, not the derived equation, but the original equation, to get our two velocities when acceleration is 0. So we have v equals 2 times 4 over 3 cubed minus 4 over 3 squared minus 8 times 4 over 3 minus 6. And this equals negative 13.7. Now for our last value, velocity equals 2 times negative 1 cubed minus negative 1 squared minus 8 times negative 1 minus 6, giving us negative 1. So when t equals 4 over 3, we have negative 13.7 as the speed, and when t equals negative 1, we have negative 1 as well for the speed. And these are both when acceleration is 0.